Good morning. Welcome to my vlog number 2. I'm out at my dear friend's house and we're going to tie-dye today. So this week I'll show you some things that I cook, some things that I dye, and we'll see what else. So this is my plan for dyeing. I've already wet everything. It's been soaking. I have a tote bag and then a little set, a capri pant and tube top, and a little baby shirt for my friend Sandra's grandbaby daughter. This is my first time trying out this geode tie-dyeing, but it was insane gorgeous, so I had to. So what it looked like was you pick this piece up and then you just smooth it all down and just tie around that shape right there and make it tight. I watched another YouTube actually to get it, and you can hear as I wrap it and pull, it makes a noise. Tighter is better because anywhere it can seep in, the color will go, and the whole point is to create kind of a resist of color. And then you can just keep going with the same string, or you can cut and knot. I'm just going to cut and knot this one.
So this one, you can actually tie this up like you would do a pork roast using your baker's twine. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this and we'll check back and see how it looks when I'm done.
I picked a dye that is good for cotton fabric. When I buy dye, there's two kinds usually at the local fabric store. It's either for synthetics or for natural. So today I'm doing all cottons. So I'm even using this polyester ribbon as a resist, and this won't absorb the dye at all, but all the cotton will. I'd like to tie the strings as tight as possible where I want to control how much white is gonna stay or go. And I use strings here just because I can't get in, but up here I used rubber bands because they were much easier to attach. Let me see what it looks like. Oh yeah, just like a roast. One year I had all the dyes out on the table in my classroom, and I had a detention type class come in that I had never met before, and one student walked right, and she just saw the kitchens. She saw 7 kitchens, but then she saw these jars of color on the table, and a spoon was in each one because you know you have to stir the dye. And I look over and she had just taken the spoon out of her mouth. I didn't even know what to say. Listen, I do not scold my students or yell at them ever.
Right.
But that day,
Girl, what are you thinking?
That's exactly what I thought.
I think that's appropriate to say.
How do you not know?
What were you thinking?
You don't know what's in those jars. Are you that hungry?
We'll make you a PB&J.
Right, right.
Right. Nobody should be hungry in a cooking class.
Don't-
in the kitchen.
Don't
say.
drink from unknown jars.
Well, I'll tell you a lesson that I learned, and my dad made me swallow it. We were at a diner that we frequented growing up in Chicago. And on the table, they had a little saucer, little bowl, you know, this big, and it had a scoop of this yellowish substance in it. And I thought, man, they put ice cream out for breakfast.
I can't even guess.
Butter.
Oh. Yeah, I bet a lot of kids
Yeah,
do
my
that.
dad made me eat it.
Mm-hmm. Did you
And
like
butter
it?
is good until you have to eat a tablespoon of it. Okay, see, I think I'm getting better. That's nice and tight.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You'll be happier with it.
I'm just loving look at my link, but I'm loving the artistry of that.
That looks good.
Okay, don't eat this.
Even though it looks like a roast.
Even though it looks like a roast. Don't
Disclaimer,
eat it.
but my classroom is great. Well, you've been in there for dyeing. We are able to spread out. The
Yeah.
tables don't get ruined.
And you got the outside space if you need
And
to.
then we take everything outside and let it dry. And it's actually a beautiful day because my students sometimes sit outside in the sun and enjoy the sunshine and the wind.
That's nice.
And you know, they need that time to just chat, right? They really do need that time to like decompress. For me, it's
this
just
is
a blissful day.
Because again, it's like scrapbooking. Somebody said that's wrong. How do you know? There's no way to do this wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Just don't eat it.
Don't
That would
eat
be
it.
wrong.
That would be wrong. But other than that,
I'm gonna try these dyes out. I've never used them before, but they look fun and really easy to use. A little less messy and a lot less waste. I can save them and use them all summer long. So let's see, purple. Oh, they're fun. I can tell already it won't bleed through as much as a dip dye or doing it with spoon. But they're gorgeous. They're really vibrant color. I think I'm gonna stop there on the color wheel just to try it out. I definitely prefer limiting the amount of colors that I use as opposed to just going off and using random. Ooh, there's a whole white spot down here and an ant. I might do some orange in the tip of these geode things I tied. These are so easy to use, and if you want them more dense, I notice I can get really close. And wear gloves, even though I don't. No, I don't really need them. I don't get sensitive to dyes, but I know some people have. Like I've seen a few people in the past, their hands get irritated. Whew, that one's good. A little bit more on here. I love purple, orange, green together. So beautiful. All right, and then I'm gonna do the rest. gorgeous. Yeah, and now I'll let it dry. Look at that.
That is
Oh, look at that. I love the peach that happened with the orange and yellow.
That's adorable.
I'm gonna leave this one here since you will see her before I will.
Okay, I will make sure she knows that from Auntie Kim.
That is so cute. Oh my gosh, little tiny thing. And then here's the tote bag. Okay.
Pick that up. I'm gonna let Ruby out.
Yeah. I get to see Ruby. All right, this is the little tube top. I bought it forever. I tried to get matching fabric for the top and the bottom, but you never know when you order online, so. They ended up being very different. Different fabrics will behave differently with dye. The content, the weave or knit. There it is. We do this in my class about 4 times a year. One more. Oh, this is so dark. I love that. I didn't know if it would fade. I wonder if it still will. That's the top, super beautiful, just gorgeous. The pants are gonna take a little bit more time. Don't say anything bad.
Okay.
Yeah, you better just not talk.
Fight me. Fight me.
Yeah, nice of you to say a half mile back. Oh yeah,
Well, that hike was really special. I love any hike where I can walk down on the little small rocks and there's water. It's just beautiful. So I didn't want to leave you hanging. This is the finished outfit, and as you can see, the colors are amazing. They didn't fade at all. I did heat set this with an iron, and then I washed it in the washing machine with cold water, and the water did not show any dye, and the dye colors just stayed really intense, which is does not always happen, right? So it's wonderful. And one more thing before I go, I was going to ask if you have any weird or silly, funny or bad stories about being in a yoga class. I would love to hear them in the comments below. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.